All right, bro, picture this. You're in a conversation with someone and you're telling them the most interesting thing you know to try and get them to be interested and listen. But you look over at them and you see them yawning and acting like they don't really care. Or let's say that you're in a conversation with someone and you say the first thing that comes to your mind, and then after that, you don't know what to say. So you kind of just sit there in silence until they walk away. If that sounds kind of familiar, odds are you might be a little bit boring. That's okay though. That's okay. Because I've been in that same situation myself. And the good news is it's something that you can fix, and it's something that you can kind of learn new skills and get out of that bad habit of being boring while you talk to people. The first thing that needs to be addressed is you just need to quit giving those boring ass one word responses when people are greeting you or when you're talking to new people or whatever. Think about it. Typically, when someone walks past you and asks you how you're doing, the normal answer that you've probably heard a million times or you've probably said a million times is good or good, how are you? And that's fine if you're in a rush or it's someone that you don't want to talk to. But if it's someone that you want to connect with and get to know a little bit better, you can't keep doing that, brother. You're not going to connect with people if you are not sharing more with your answer. So a good habit to get into, super easy, just share 2 to 3 things with your additional answer every time you're greeting someone or just answering someone's question in general. So a good example could be, let's say you're at work and you walk past a coworker and they ask how you're doing. You could be like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. I can't wait to get off work. I'm going to go out to eat tonight. And I have a family member coming over that I haven't seen for a while, so I'm excited to visit them as well. Just something super simple like that, but it gives the other person more to work with. So they could be like, oh, cool, where are you going out? Bumped into that. They could be like, oh, cool, where are you going out to eat? Or then the conversation could stem off to how you like your steak cooked, or just something completely random. And it's just the idea that when you give people more to work with, there's more conversation to be had. And when you are super closed off and you give a boring response like that, people are immediately going to be like, damn, this guy's boring. I don't know what to say. So we're just going to sit here in silence until I walk away. And trust me, I have been in those shoes and it sucks. But I've started using this method over the last few months, just giving more with my original answers. And I've noticed that people that I want to get to know better, I've been talking with them for longer periods of time. And then I've even just talked with random strangers for longer periods of time. Like say you're checking out at a gas station and they ask, oh, how you doing? You could be like, oh, I'm doing good. The weather's great today. I'm probably gonna go out and walk today just because I love how nice the weather is. And they'll be like, oh yeah, cool. And they'll relate a little bit to the weather and whatever. And you'll talk to literally random strangers. And so it's like being someone who's always struggled with talking with people. It's been crazy just seeing how much something as simple as that has changed everything. And then I think the second thing that I would address that's making you feel like a boring person is you're being too closed off when you're talking to people. You're too scared of embarrassing yourself. And think about it. When you're talking to a close friend, you're going to be vulnerable and emotional, and you're going to share like the most crazy ass stories because you're not scared of what they'll think of you because you're already close with them. So the thing is, you need to treat new people or people that you want to be more familiar with. You need to treat them like they're already a close friend. You need to be vulnerable with them. You need to be emotional, because the second that you give a boring response and you don't put any emotion into it, people are going to profile you right away. They're going to be like, this guy's boring. Because the thing is, you can't be afraid of embarrassing yourself. You just have to share that vulnerability and that emotion, because people, as humans, we all have emotions, and so we can all relate to a different emotion from different aspects of our life. And so a good example, let's use the work analogy again. Let's say you're at work, you bump into a coworker and they ask how you're doing, and you say that you're really tired, and they'll be like, oh, why are you tired? You could be like, well, I've been struggling with my anxiety or depression and it's been making it hard to sleep. And I'm sure that they'll probably relate to that on some level. And it doesn't have to be something that's like super personal about your mental health or whatever. It could be like something super random. You could talk about a time where you shit your pants in a public park, or just like something completely random that kind of sparks a little bit of emotion and vulnerability to the conversation. because the second that you start showing that you can be a little bit more vulnerable to this person, they're going to feel like you trust them. They're going to feel more close to you, and it's going to make your conversations more meaningful, because honestly, that's what makes an interesting person is they don't care about being embarrassed. They're just sharing their emotions, they're sharing personal stories because they just want to be able to connect with people and show people that they trust them. So I've been kind of using this method throughout the past few months, and I've kind of noticed that it makes it way easier for me to warm up to people that I just met. Like, I don't have to take like a month or two to get to know them better. I literally just act like they're my close friend right away. I be a little bit more vulnerable and emotional. And we warm up to each other within like a few days rather than months. And so, again, super simple technique, but it's going to make you feel less boring, and you're going to feel like you can just connect with people, honestly. So obviously these methods are a little bit easier than said, especially if you're an awkward person. The good thing is though, I made a video about how to kind of get out of your shell as an awkward person. I'll throw it up here somewhere, and how to get better at having conversations. So if you feel like you're struggling with just being awkward and even just like having a good conversation with someone, you might want to check that video out. And anyways, I appreciate you guys for tuning in today, and I'll catch you next time.